You all enjoying yourselves? Did you get all the autographs? Did you meet the Ultramen yet? That was only some of you. I didn't like that. We're gonna be around tomorrow, and you better say hi. I'm watching all you. I'm remembering these faces. Oh, you look so different.
I remember you.
Okay,
Wait
I
a
think
minute. That's just a fake mustache. Oh no, it was a real mustache, but you
wait
grew
a
it in a
sec.
day.
You were just
Crap.
here for Costco samples. Hold on. Okay, we're ready to start. Yeah.
Oh, us? You're asking us? Yes.
All right. Hello, Power Morphicon. What's up?
What's up?
That wasn't as much energy as I was hoping for, but it's okay. We'll work on that. So right here, we have Ultraman Invades PMC. So my name is Daryl J. Duffin. I'm going to be the moderator here. I'm also a voice actor. I do additional voices in the Blazar movie. But honestly, you're not here for me. You are here for everyone else here. So please go down the line, introduce yourselves for those of you that may not know who you are.
My name is Christopher Sean. I play Ultraman Ken Sato in Ultraman Rising.
Woo!
Hi, my name is Brittany Lotta. I play Kanegon in Ultraman Z, and in the next episode of Ultraman Arc, you'll be able to hear me again as Kanegon. Thank you. I'm also the casting director for Okatron's dubs of Ultraman, so I've cast Sheen Ultraman, Ultraman Arc, Ultraman Z, Ultraman Blazar, and some upcoming Ultraman products that you might be hearing about soon.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Hey guys, I'm Matt Shipman. I am the voice of Ultraman Z in Ultraman Z. And I also do some of the script adaptation for the English dub of Ultraman Z, and I'm currently writing the English scripts for Ultraman Arc.
Hey everyone, I'm Kevin Gomez, and I voice Riku Asakura, who is also Ultraman G'd in Ultraman Z.
Woo!
So happy to be here.
All these Ultra people are incredible people. So, we're here at Power Morphicon, which is primarily a Power Ranger convention, but I feel like in more recent years has become a more hub for tokusatsu, which I'm gonna get the elephant out in the room out of the way. How familiar were you with tokusatsu prior to being an Ultraman?
Very. Yeah, we can go down. Go for it.
As a kid in Japan, I would go to the omatsuri, the festivals, and I would buy an Ultraman mask. That if you've watched the movie, actually, the baby, Wakita's daughter, I'm drawing a blank on her name right now, Chigo, she actually wore that mask, and I would have that exact mask. So as a kid, I was a huge fan of Ultraman. So then becoming Ultraman as an adult was kind of like a lifelong dream come true.
I bought one of those masks last September of Ultraman Blazar, and I thought about bringing it with me today. I should have. Then you could have relived your childhood with the mask. Those masks are so cute that they have. I have not as much tokusatsu experience as a kid. I really liked Power Rangers, and I liked Beetleborgs. Is that one though?
Yeah.
They were big and bad.
I liked that as a kid. I distinctly remember being in kindergarten, and preschool, loving that, and going and watching a bunch of Beetleborgs as a childhood friend's house. But it didn't stick with me as much as some other people. But this is my husband. And we had started dating in high school. We grew up about 5 minutes apart from each other, and he's, as he will explain, a lifelong tokusatsu fan. So I have gotten a lot of exposure through shared life experience with Matt, and then once I was cast, or not cast in Ultraman, but asked to do the casting, directing stuff, I started researching a whole bunch, so I learned a lot about tokusatsu through that, and then being in some shows that are tokusatsu adjacent. I'm in Super X Arrows, is the main female lead, and that's very Power Ranger inspired. And then I'm in Miss Kuruitsu, which is about kaiju and anime, and I am one of the main characters of that as well. So I have some toku adjacent experience from that.
Nice.
Yeah, I like Power Rangers a lot. I grew up watching all of Power Rangers, you know, when I was like a baby. MMPR was airing, but I caught repeats and was obsessed with it and owned a bunch of VHSs and toys and everything. You know, you can find footage of me as a 3-year-old child fighting the putties on my porch. So Power Rangers was a really big thing for me. Obviously, that's like the one in America, you know, 30-something years ago. But as I grew up, I found out more about, you know, Super Sentai, that it's based on, and Kamen Rider I'm a big fan of now too. And before getting to work on Ultraman, Ultraman was kind of my big tokusatsu blind spot. I of course knew about it, but I wasn't familiar with it. And before I got cast as Ultraman Z, we knew I was going to be writing some of the English dub scripts, so we were watching it, and I fell in love, like, immediately. They played that opening theme during all the cool battles in the first, like, 10 episodes. I'm like, this is awesome. This is exactly what I love about all the other tokusatsu shows. And then all of a sudden, I really wanted to be Ultraman Z, and luckily, Tsuburaya agreed. So now I have my very own transformation item, and that's crazy. So, yeah.
And funny enough, Matt plays another character named Reki in Skate the Infinity, who has the same seiyuu in Japanese as Ultraman Z.
Yeah.
So,
Tasuku Hatanaka.
you know, the voice print was there. You both had played the similar characters before, which is funny.
That's so cool. Kevin? I mean, I'm kind of just like Matt. I don't have a memory. I have maybe one memory of myself like playing with like my grandparents, and I was like a toddler. That's like the one memory I have. Like earlier than like, after that, I just I was always a fan of Power Rangers. I don't have a memory before that except maybe that one. So yeah, I was always a fan. I had the red turbo. I was the red Turbo Ranger for some Halloween or whatever. And watched all the shows. One of my earliest memories is watching that episode of Power Rangers where they go up to the North Pole and like fight like elves with like it's a snowball fight, which is kind of a weird episode of Power Rangers that they decide not to fight like with kung fu or whatever. But yeah, later on in life, I was on a website and was like, oh, why is the White Ranger standing next to some other people that aren't Mighty Morphin? And that's how I found out about Super Sentai. Watched a bunch of that, Go Kaiger, all the way up to Ju Oger, and Kamen Rider. I watched Gaim. But yeah, Ultraman was also a blind spot until I watched Shin Ultraman. That movie's incredible. Oh my gosh. I didn't know anything about it, but like I was so enamored by like these godlike aliens like kind of come upon our human race, and like they are moved by like human like responsibility. I thought that was so cool. So to be able to become an Ultra after that was really special. Yeah.
So it's very clear a lot of you have like love for tokusatsu or beginning to learn love of tokusatsu. So my next question is, the audition process is different for everyone, especially you because you have Ultraman Rising, which how many of you have seen Ultraman Rising? It's amazing, right? But it's an animated movie in comparison to all the other Ultraman like series. So like, what was the audition process like? And for Brittany and Matt, because your experience, I suppose, is different because you're casting. How do you go about choosing who is who?
Well, that's a good question.
I guess for Ultraman Rising, I did a self-tape. In my
And
home
give me
studio.
reactions. What did you feel when you saw like the reaction or got the reaction?
Yeah, so I auditioned in my house, in my self-studio, and then I submitted it. I got the call back to meet with the directors and the producers, and I was working with them. They were incredible. Shannon Tyndall, John Aoshima, Tom, Not, Lisa Poole, the entire team. Makiko Wakita, she's here. She's one of the producers in the movie, actually. She works directly with Tsuburaya as well. She's incredible.
Yeah, Tsuburaya!
Yeah, so, you know, huge shout out to Makiko. She's wonderful. She's really looked out for me. But going back to that, I was working directly with them, and they wanted to make sure, Tsuburaya wanted to make sure, and Netflix wanted to make sure that I was the right choice. So they put me through this whole process where I was literally doing acting drills with Tanya Zhang, the casting director, and she's incredible. They put me through the ringer. I had a blast doing it. I got to really work on my acting chops, and at one point I was like, I don't know if Ken would actually say that. I think he would say this. And the casting director was like, nice. So that was pretty fun. And then they had told me the role was actually Gamma Man. They surprised me later saying, sorry, you didn't actually get the role of Gamma Man. You're Ultraman. And I was like, whoa, the Ultraman, holy. And I have action figures in my closet. So I ran over, I was like, look. And I was like, this is my stuff. Super hyped.
You didn't know it was Ultraman.
I mean, I was like, you guys really took a lot of leniency from the Ultraman franchise. This reminds me a lot of something I know. And they're like, tell us about that. And I was like, shoe watch, Anyway, the color timer on the chest, it was pretty awesome, yeah. So it was a big surprise. A welcomed one at that.
I am the casting director for the recent dubs, and similarly, we do use code names. So I think the code name that we used for the very first audition we sent out, it was right around Halloween, and my co-conspirator, I would say, Raleigh Pickens, he's the director for the English dubs of the live actions that have been coming out lately, and he's like my partner in crime on all things Ultraman. We were trying to come up with a code name, and I just put on Monster Mash.
I forgot about that.
So, because I didn't, they were really secretive, so we didn't use real pictures, and I used like different things to convey like this is what these kaiju might look like. Everything was really vague because, we wanted to do good by Subaraya and didn't want anyone to leak anything. And so, like, some people caught on. They were like, this feels like it could
Yeah, I did.
really be.
I think I remember this audition too, seeing this in my
Yeah.
inbox going, I think I know what this is.
Yeah, I got messages from some people being like, is this? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's called Monster Mash. And when Z came around, we did a similar thing. That one was really obvious, though. That one was like codename Z.
What could this
But
be?
our code names from then on got a lot better. It was really exciting. Like when we cast people, and Subaraya likes to get a comment from the cast. So I work very closely with some of the team members in Japan on Subaraya, and then Okratron 5000 is the dubbing studio, and I'm like kind of like the liaison between the two a lot of the times, like talking to this side, talking to that side, and they like to get cast comments, and it's like all of a sudden you're getting your cast comments from people, and you're finding out that they've loved Ultraman forever, and I can think of specifically. Our actor for Ultraman Ace, Charlie Campbell, has been like a lifelong Ultraman fan, and I talked to him really recently, and he was like telling me how much he loves Ultraman Ace, and like all these people all of a sudden like are coming out with these amazing stories about like how much they have a connection to these characters that I had no idea that they were such big fans, and they really bring something special to the moment, and it's like generations apart, like some of our like older actors and some of our newer actors, and it like really spans all those generations, and it's really cool. When we worked on Sheen Ultraman, we had Frank Todaro, who is an amazing actor for a whole bunch of different things, come in and work with us. He's a huge toy guy, and he's like, I got my King Joe figure in the booth to record with today, and he's like sending pictures. He's got King Joe there with him. As for the casting process, I work really closely with Subaraya on making sure we get these character voices right. We do a lot of notes and stuff, and sometimes we do callbacks and adjustments, and sometimes they just ask me to propose an actor, and I'll propose and I'll write up like an essay on like why I believe this would be a good fit, and I remember Johnny didn't originally submit timely for Blazar. He was he was shooting something, and I knew like before we even sent it out, I knew that I really wanted Johnny as that character. Like, we all kind of knew we really wanted Johnny based on his previous auditions. And I was like, please, God. And he, like, sent something in. And then it was perfect. And it was exactly what Subaraya was looking for, whatever we were looking for. And we loved it. And then he's like, but I'm going to be shooting for a month and a half or 2 months. Like, he had, like, a crazy shoot schedule for something. And so we talked it over, and we were like, we can make it work. And, like, we recorded everyone else, and then we got Johnny in last, and he just, like, pulled the whole episode together, and especially Blazar's first episode, it was so kick-ass. But that's enough of my rambling. The casting is really...
No, that's exactly what I wanted.
It's a very elaborate process, and I try to get a whole bunch of different people. Sometimes it's people who are veterans, and sometimes it's brand new people. and they're all bringing what the character needs in the moment. So yeah.
I don't feel like I have a lot to add to that. Like I get to sit there and watch her do all that,
Yeah.
and then I'm also an actor who submits for the part. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can say I read for Haruki and Zet, and I wanted Zet more because he's the Ultra. I wanted to be like, that's me, that guy with the mask and the whole suit. That's me. Like,
He's the guy.
I'm doing the same amount of work as Tatsuko Hatanaka, the Seiyu, did. But yeah, I mean, I just lucked out that Tsuburaya liked what I did enough for that to happen. I remember when we were first getting involved, we were like, oh man, they might want to start dubbing some of the shows. I was like, isn't there one where Tatsuko Hatanaka plays the Ultra? I don't know which one that is, but that's the one I'm gonna gun for. And then a day later, she's like, they want us to do Zet, and I'm like, is that the one that I was just talking about? So it worked out anyway. But
Nice.
Everything fell into place.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't have that much more to add either, but the auditioning for was so cool. I read for Haruki, Zets, Shinya, right? Was the
Yes, yeah. I read for Shinya too.
That's
You're
right. And then Jeed, that was an interesting audition because it straight up in the middle was just like, okay, live unite up, and then there's transformation effort in the middle. I was like, oh god, I've been waiting to do this. I meant to ask you, I never got a chance to ask you, but in the Jeed audition, he's pretty he's a much kinder I'm kind too, but he's a quieter, soft-spoken person. So I was like, okay, I know how to kind of do that, but how do I not to be I gotta stand out? But there's one line in there where he's eating a bunch of noodles. I was like, I'm gonna go ham on these noodles. It's just oh, I haven't eaten in days. I wonder if that was what made me stand out for Jeed. I don't know.
I think it was a while ago. I wouldn't be surprised. I know there's sometimes when we're casting things, there's certain lines that are this is really gonna make or break the person. Juggler was a really hard character to cast, and I love Juggler, and my shirt is Juggler. I have a Juggler bracelet on. Last time I went to Japan and I got to see the Tsuburaya folks, they'd known I liked Juggler, and I got a Juggler figure as a gift from them, in addition to Kanegon here. So I love Juggler. He was I think you did 2 or 3 rounds of auditions until we found our Juggler, our perfect Juggler. So yeah, but I think that noodle scene was one of those things where it's this is such a weird moment, but the person who is going to be our Jeed is going to know what to do with this,
I know how to eat noodles. That's how you get on this table. But yeah.
See, so Ultraman just usually is a live action show, but in the case of all of our dub actors, we do stuff in the booth. So I want to know if there's any particularly memorable moments in the booth, be it you cried, funny moment, something, anything. I want to hear what happened.
Did you guys get to group record for
Oh, that's a good
Ultraman
question.
Rising?
Yeah. So actually, we did solos at first, but because I worked on Star Wars Resistance, I asked, we did actually group records there, and I said, we get a different type of chemistry in a group recording. So I asked the team, and they were super, super kind enough and generous to allow us to. I worked with Tamlin Tomita and Geri Watanabe, and they're incredible talents. And I actually worked with Makiko as well. But
That's
again,
awesome.
yes, a couple of group records. It was very kind of them.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we do our dubbing, especially because it's ADR and we're trying to time things out perfectly to the flaps. And it's very intricate. Adding group recording is a little more difficult, but instead what we do have is our very talented engineer. He's also our mixing engineer. He's also our director, Raleigh Pickens. I'll bring him up again. Shout out to Raleigh.
He's great.
He has things set up so, when other actors are recorded, you're able to hear them and really bounce off of them. So, in various instances, such as when I recorded Kanegon's first episode in Zet, Haruki was already recorded, so I had Xeno freaking out in my ears, so I could really naturally bounce off of that energy. And then I think halfway through the episode, he was no longer recorded, so I was the one laying down things for him to bounce off of. And then Raleigh always likes to watch things back, and if we feel that doesn't play as genuine anymore, or maybe we could take that a different way, he'll bring people in for pickups, and we'll really hammer it until we have something we're really happy with. So yeah, I remember talking to Xeno as we recorded that, being oh my god, Kanegon is insane. There's just a very chatty episode of something. I think I maybe had like 10 hours of recording for just that one episode of Kanegon.
Probably.
Which is
I wrote that episode
a
and it was
lot.
non-stop talking.
Yeah, it's a lot. And like a typical episode of, I would say, Ultraman Arc, Yuma might have like 4 hours of recording, might be typical. Gento, I think he had more than that usually. It depends like how chatty things are. But yeah, 10 hours is a lot for an episode as like an episodic character. But it was just really fun. Kanegon has a lot of energy, and there was just a lot of laughs with Raleigh in the booth. And we had even more for the upcoming Kanegon episode, so I hope people enjoy it. Yeah, and I get to have sneak peeks of everything as they're coming out. So, not only
I
do I
do
get
by
to,
extension.
yeah, and I mean, you're writing it, so you know, like, things that are coming up that, like, are so far ahead. Like, I get to not only see, like, the Japanese version early, but also our English version early, and Raleigh will send it to me for me to, like, bounce off ideas or, like, give, like, a critique or an adjustment. And then Subaraya does the same thing, and they'll ask and request some adjustments. And it's like a really group effort to make sure everything goes through multiple people and is as good as it can be. And so sometimes I get to see really, really funny clips early. Some of my favorite shoe moments from Ultraman Arc so far I've gotten to see early, and then I forget about them, and then episode will come out and we see it's icy cold, phenomenal. Like, there was a moment from this week that was so funny to me. Micah's killing it as Shu Ishido and Ultraman Arc. So yeah, there's a lot of fun things I get to see sneak previews of, and I get really excited to hear what everyone else thinks of it. There was, in Blazar, when Johnny did a Minnesotan accent for a line, and he had to go, "You betcha!" And I got that sent to me like right after that session because the director thought it was so funny. And I was dying, and then like months later, finally the internet sees it, and they all loved it, and it was really funny.
I feel like I want to say just real quick, Ultraman Rising is on Netflix. The dubs that we were talking about are on YouTube. Like,
Please go watch
Subaraya
it.
just makes this stuff actually available, which
That's true.
I know a lot of us in this room would like other things to be that available. So like, it's so easy to get into this stuff.
It is so easy to watch Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Subaraya.
Yes.
I just felt like I had to say that first. But
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
please,
Yes, please.
It can only help us.
Comment, rate, subscribe.
So
There's a new Ultraman YouTube channel actually now that Ultraman Arc is on. Makiko, do you know the exact channel? It's like Ultraman YouTube Global. Yeah.
Ultraman
that's
YouTube
right, yeah,
Global.
Please go and subscribe to it because it's all for free. There's
Yeah.
not there in the original uploads for Blazar and Zet. There was a lot of advertisements in Japanese for products that we were not able to buy because we live in America, and it was such a tease. There's not those anymore. They've cut those down. It's all for free. It's so accessible.
and the visuals on screen are edited to be in English
the
too.
visuals are edited to be in English.
Yeah.
So
It's
like,
awesome, is what I'm
it's
saying.
so great. Like the title screen for the episode will come and it's in English. The songs are lyrics they put down in the bottom in English translated. If there's like a news report on screen, they put it in English.
Yeah, there's a lot of love put into it to make it available.
It's amazing. So it's so accessible. There's 7 episodes out now. So you can go and, or what was it?
Of Arc.
Of Arc. And you can watch all of Ultraman Blazar and Ultraman Zet over on YouTube as well. And then Ultraman Rising is on Netflix.
Yes.
So yeah.
Easily accessible. Okay.
Check them
Go
all
watch
out.
Ultraman.
All right. So
Smash that like button.
my memorable moment is something that didn't actually get used in the final product. So Zet's form Beta Smash, when he, the Ultras, they shrug, they make their sounds, and we've kept those from the Japanese track in most cases. And Beta Smash kind of says some things, sort of, under that same filter, like he just speaks a little bit in a couple of instances. So early in production, we weren't sure if we had to record those and recreate the filter and stuff. So I was recording a bunch of the reactions and stuff for specifically Beta Smash. And there's one moment where he does like a jump drop kick, and it's, it does the cool thing where the camera shows it at 3 different angles and stuff. And I did my first really long ki over slow motion footage. You know, like a and like after that I was just like, I'm really working on a tokusatsu thing. That's what this is. Like that's how I know I'm here, is I get to do that silly slow motion ki. But in the final version, we use the Japanese one, so you don't get to hear that, but I got to live it. My heart got to hear it.
I had that moment when, like, all the attack calls we still do, so, like, Wrecking Burst! Like, oh, that's me. But yeah, just to echo, like, I think in terms of, like, Raleigh is the unsung hero of the Ultraman dub, TV dubs. Like, he's the director, and he engineered at least all the Zet sessions that I was a part of, so, like, he's doing a lot of work, but he's always got a handle of, like, I want this scene to be this, and it's never high pressure. Like, we go through it, and then if we have time, it's like, is there anything you want to do, go back and, like, make better? It's like, I never thought to ask, and like, we've gone back and made stuff better, but, like, I can't think of a particular Raleigh story. Just, he makes a very casual atmosphere. We're commenting, like, oh, this guy's got a nice jacket, and stuff like that, but, like, yeah.
Though I will say, the episode of Zet where you, me, and Zero team up, even though it was only like 6 episodes into the first show that we were dubbing, it felt like forever read somehow, because there were
because we were standing up like, boom, boom, boom. All right, guys, let's do this.
We weren't even familiar with the characters yet, but it felt amazing. So.
But yeah, Raleigh, I wish he was here.
Was that weird for you two to be in a scene like that with Sean Schemmel, who is Ultraman Zero? Because, like, you both watched Dragon Ball when you were younger, and now you're, like, in this, like, badass.
Yeah, it was surreal. Like, you're just like,
I mean, I don't know that I would say it was, like, weird, but, like, yeah,
it was a surreal moment because, like, the moment shot well, too. It's, like, a really legendary sunset and everything. It's like, and I'm the veteran. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. It was cool, though, like, to be standing side and side with you and Sean, and, like, it felt like wow, if 10-year-old me could see this.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe it was easier for me because Zet is, like, the student in that moment. So I'm like, oh, yeah, these guys know what they're doing. I don't have to know what I'm doing, you know.
Yeah.
But you had to.
Yeah, it was weird because, like, you've been doing this a lot longer than I was like, oh, I'm the big brother here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
He's taller than me. We should stand up later. He's taller. Anyway, was that the question?
So,
it was
like,
legendary.
having experienced all these incredible moments, and Ultraman being one of the longest-running franchises in history,
Yes.
Have you, or do you continue to feel some sort of pressure when portraying these characters?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, 1966, Ultraman first came out, right? And the franchise is extremely popular worldwide. There's a lot of pressure to make sure that you honor the franchise properly and also have an amazing time doing it, right? And the more fun you have, the more the audience loves it as well. I think you guys would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
I think also, I spoke to Kay, excuse me, and he said the one great thing about Ultraman is that it's a being of pure light, and it's about bringing together great people. So obviously, this cast here, they're incredible. They're great people, and they're extremely passionate about Ultraman. The fact that you're here as well, you guys are all really, really good people. So I'm really proud to be here in your presence and talking about Ultraman with you all. So again, that's my way of honoring and sharing that love of Ultraman with you and feeling the love and embracing it from all of you on stage as well as here. Thank you.
Really quick, Sean. So
I want to shove that back at
on
you
top
just because,
of
like,
pressure,
sorry.
I saw an interview that you did basically saying that, like, your character in Star Wars didn't have a lightsaber, so you don't own that lightsaber in real life. Is there anything like that pressure with Ultraman? Or continuing to, like, keep it up? I'm losing the train of thought, but I hope you understand.
Yeah, no, I have a baby kaiju. I mean, my character has one. I've got one in real life. No. Yeah, no.
You have a what?
No, I brought a beta capsule replica from the original, from the OG Shin Hayata, Susumu Kurobe, the original Ultraman. I brought the beta capsule to the red carpet. However, I shouldn't have, because my character does not have a beta capsule, right? But it's just because I was like, I love the franchise so much, and we're revamping the franchise, taking it worldwide for the first time with Ultraman Rising. So I was really, really excited, and I still wanted to pay homage to the original. But in reference to your question, do I have anything of Ultraman? I've got so many figures and so many toys. So that's how I pay homage in my own way as a thank you to them and their, since 1966 again, till now, and all the work that you guys are doing, amazing work that you guys are doing. Thank you for continuing the passion.
Do you have a favorite Ultraman character that is not your own?
That's a great question. I love so many of them.
That was my next question.
Ultraman Cosmo, he's amazing because he protects the kaiju. Ultraman Jeed is awesome because, I mean, everything's stacked against him to be bad, and yet he still fights for good. And that's another reason why I love Ultraman. Is again, just about being light, being positive. I love Ultra Dad in my movie Ultraman Rising because Getty's incredible. And who doesn't
Getty's
love him?
fantastic.
He's so good. Yeah, so I mean, I hope that answers your question.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and Ultra 7, come on, who doesn't love Ultra 7 from Nebula M78?
Hey,
I do feel a lot of pressure to make sure these characters that some people have lived with for so long that we might be casting for the first time have the right energy and performance in the dub. And like, of course, I feel the pressure to making sure I set Raleigh up for success because I'm the one who cast it, and then I'm like, all right, well, here you go.
They're all your problem
You
now.
never worked with Kevin Gomez before? Have fun. Like, just throw people over to him and like hope it all works out, and he knows exactly what to do with all the actors and make it perfect. And I think one really unique pressure I feel is we decided to use real kid actors in Ultraman. And we started that, and now we have to see it through. So every time there's children, we're bringing in real kids, and there's some kids who have played numerous roles at this point. But like if you checked out Ultraman Arc Episode 2, Hayato is played by a real kid. And Ultraman Blazar, oh my God, June is played by a real kid. All the kids in the Gavadon episode are all real kids. And so that's a unique pressure because if those kids come back and they get too old and then they go through puberty, that's going to be really hard for us. But we really love having them, and I've gotten to work with so many, Raleigh has gotten to work with so many talented kids that I've found, and I've met so many lovely parents who are willing to let their kids work with us. A lot of really talented kids whose parents are voice actors. So yeah, I don't want to like name any of them and in case they're parents for privacy reasons, but any of the time that you hear kids in our dubs, they're real kids and they're killing it. And now I have to find so many more children.
I remember when that decision was made, I was like, Brittany, this is Tokusatsu. There's going to be like 1 million children in your future, right? Like,
And then the last time I saw some of the Tsuburaya crew in Japan, they were like, we just love that you guys cast real kids. And I was like, I'm so dead. I need to keep doing this. They recognize it too. It's over.
I mean, it sounds better. It wouldn't sound as good with an adult putting on a voice or something. With the over footage of a real child, you'd be like, what's going on?
How do you do, fellow kids? Wait a minute.
My answer, I feel like, is fairly short. Like, I don't know. I wasn't the first Ultra show that was dubbed, but I was the first one in a while, and I knew that it was a beloved series. Like, it's, in Ultraman Rising, in the background, they have references to it. Like, I'm one of the Ultras that they were like, we need to pay homage to this Ultra, Like, I'm like, that's awesome. But I did the show and it's over, and I haven't done any more Zets since, so the pressure's off now. But maybe if we ever do another thing that Zets in, I will have the pressure back.
Pressure's on. Now, I don't know if I guess, like, in retrospect, like, I should have been feeling way more pressure, huh? I think I knew, like, if I could nail the attacks and, like, the transformation, I think people would be into it. But, like, yeah, as, like, a fan who, like, followed that stuff, like, all you need is that kind of that hot-blooded thing, and I think people can get down with that. So I didn't feel too much pressure, I don't think. I will say, like, and now in retrospect, like, there's so many people out there who know and, like, have a lot of stock in these characters. Chris knows more about G than I do, which is incredible. But, like, I would say now, in retrospect, now I'm feeling a lot of pressure being up here.
So we have about 20, not 20 exactly, but just enough time to open up the floor to questions. So I'm going to grab the mic and just form a line. I'm going to screen your questions. And
Daryl, while you do that, can I ask them a question?
yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so I heard Chris's answer. What are your favorite Ultraman characters that are not your own?
Oh, crap. Okay, let me think.
Okay, Ultraman characters or Ultras?
Any characters in the Ultraman franchise. For me, it's Juggler. I love Juggler. The end.
Can I?
Is it in Shin Ultraman? It's Zophie, right? Zophie, yeah. Man, yeah. That main Ultra in that movie was like, oh, I feel like I love that character. What a strange, like alien-like, but like strong, like protector. I was really down with that movie in a way that like I wasn't expecting to be. So like I would say that one, yeah.
So, do you mean Zophie or do you mean Lipia? Because the main Ultra was Kaminaga.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
The main Ultra in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Sorry, again. I Ultra is. I'm learning along with you guys.
Am I allowed to say Savenger, the robot? I like
yeah.
Savenger.
Ooh.
He's fun. He's
I
a
like
cute
Savenger,
little robot
too.
man.
What about Seabos?
What was it?
Seabos
Seabos?
from the original Ultraman
Oh.
season. Seabos. He was one that wanted to go back into space
Yeah.
and be with all of the kaiju who had passed away. Do you
Oh.
remember that?
That sounds like one that I would like.
I
haven't
don't
seen
remember that
enough
one, but
of
I
the
have been
original.
watching 66, and I love Pigmon.
Pigmon's
Pigmon's
Pigmon,
great.
who, like, in the episode where they're, like, all, like, on the island trying to find the people,
Yeah.
and, like, they're like, oh, that's a monster, he's not gonna help us, and he's just a little guy, he's gonna help
He's
him
got the
out.
little balloon.
Yes! Oh, Pigmon
That's
is so
great.
good.
I love Gavadon too. He's fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, all right.
Gavadon's
But we should-
great.
Let's do some questions.
Who was the character who had crushes on Ultras in Zet?
Oh.
I like that.
Yoko.
Yeah, I like Yoko.
Yoko.
Okay. Hi.
Hello, I'm Lorenzo from Texas. I grew up with Ultraman as a kid, and for the longest time, I was the only kid in the town that knew what Ultraman was. So it's nice to see y'all help bring it over to the States, and now my friends can also enjoy it. With that, my question would be if they were to do a Power Rangers style adaptation for Power Rangers where they bring something over but make it their own, what would y'all like to bring to the table?
For Ultraman?
Yeah.
Well, I want to be in it. I want to stand there. No,
They better include Kanegon. He's just he's
Yeah.
asking for it. Look at this guy.
I would
He's
say
perfect.
Ultraman Rosso, Ultraman Blue, Ultraman Grigio, bringing together Ultraman Legendary, and I think having them, Ultraman, Ultra Brothers, right? Having them as well. I think that would be a great choice.
a team would help. I
I
think,
like when
'cause-
all the Ultra Brothers wear their capes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like mantle or whatever they call it.
Or Ultraman Chi-Chi and Haha, bringing them in because they're classic. Everyone loves them.
It's Father of Ultra
Father
and
of
stuff,
Ultra
right?
and Mother of Ultra.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know a little
yeah.
Japanese, just enough for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I studied what Chi-Chi was in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Kevin from New York.
That's a
and,
great name.
Hi, Kevin.
Something that's been kind of fascinating as an Ultraman fan to watch over the last few years is how Ultraman is really pushing itself here in the West in kind of this way I don't think we've seen a lot of brands do over the last couple decades. Do you guys think Subaru is happy with this and it will continue in the future? And do you think the other big Toku franchises might follow suit as things go?
Well, for the first half of that question, our
Yeah.
Subaraya rep was
Just
nodding.
nodded. Yeah. I was like, yeah.
So very happy,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, Subaru is so supportive of what we've been doing and the dubbing work and Ultraman Rising and promoting all of those titles that I think it's really important to them, like getting the word of Ultraman out there and in front of people, and like especially like being able to have generations who maybe watched the original 1966 dub be able to sit down with their kids or grandchildren and watch Ultraman arc or Ultraman Blazar on YouTube, which is so accessible, and share that in, if they're American, in their native English language, and there's like very little barriers there. Like, I think that's really cool. And we've met some people who've come up to us at conventions and said as much, and people online sharing that. And I think that's like what they're building. My mom is a teacher, and she actually told me that one of her students, her special needs students, walks around with like a printed out picture of Ultraman Tiga. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy and super cute. But like, even these like children, like that they like, it's really important to them. And like, he was really upset one day, and they printed out a new picture for him of Ultraman Tiga and gave to him, and he was all better. And like, the power of Ultraman.
Can I just add to that?
Yes,
'Cause
please.
I love that. Now that Ultraman's gone worldwide, they will saturate the American market with as much amazing Ultraman content that you guys want. So if you want more, please watch and please let them know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool?
And you guys all being here today is already letting
Yeah.
us know that there's love for this franchise.
Share it with your friends. It's on YouTube. It's on Netflix. Smash that like button.
The second half of your question, will other tokusatsu follow suit? We don't know. It'd be cool, but for now, I'm just really grateful that Super
Yeah.
Eye is doing it at all.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're here to speak for Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're over here
Thank
now?
you, Kevin.
Okay.
Hello, I'm
Hey.
Jackson from Southern California. It is really nice to meet you guys. You guys were great in the dub of Ultraman Z, of course.
Thank
And
you.
Ultraman Rising was absolutely spectacular, especially that rise that you did. That was really something special. But my question is, so Blazar and Arc have started to get more weird and creative the last few years, like Showa era Ultraman, which has been really cool. What's something weird or new you want to see Ultra do, like now that they're kind of starting to get more creative with stuff?
Immediately, I'm imagining an Ultra surfing on their like shield for some reason. I don't know. That just came to mind. So that. Sure.
No spoilers, but the next episode that's going to come out with Kanegon, that director had so much fun.
Yes, you're
That
gonna
director
like.
I think that episode is so different in how it was tackled than some other ones, and I think people are going to love it. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
Ultraman in the kitchen cooking show. Has that been done yet? Oh yeah, exactly. Super is right here that you can hear.
Thank you so much.
Hi guys. My question is for all of you, what is it about your characters that you find the most in common with yourself? About your particular Ultra or your
okay.
particular Kaijin?
Well, Jeed is like, or Riku, so I know him from the end of his journey, but like, yeah, so he's this, just has a kind heart, even though he comes from like a lineage of evil. I found that, well, okay, I don't come from a lineage of evil, but I always try to do the nicest thing, as far as I know. I don't know. But his kindness and his, I think in the side breakout for Jeed, it said he was a fan of heroes just in general. So I connected with that personally.
That's pretty similar for Zet. Like, he is a fan of Zero, you know? Like, he wants to be a hero. He wants to help people. He wants to do the right thing. He's got a good heart, but he's a little awkward and stumbles sometimes. But, like, when it comes down to it, he gets it done.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. I like to think that I'm like that. I can't say for sure, but he was easy for me to get into character with. I'll say that.
Kanego's whole thing is that he eats money and he loves money, and I feel like we all love a little bit of money, but I'm not gonna go back and eat it.
some money.
So I feel like it's hard to be like, yeah, me and Kanegon both ingest coins. It's really great. It's really nutritious.
It's true. I've seen it now.
So I'm not too sure how to add to it, but I love him. He's very great.
So Shannon Tyndall and Mark Hames wrote an amazing script. My dad called me after watching the film and said, this movie was written for you. Because my dad was gone for long periods of time in the Navy. Ultraman Ken Sato, he didn't see his dad for long periods of time. I did sports, being the new kid all the time. Kids made fun of me. They made fun of the way I talk, what I eat, the way I look. You know, and I learned real fast. I got to give them something to talk about, right? So I did sports myself. I became a stepfather. So I have my little monsters, you know? So there's so many things that parallel my own path in life that it really did feel like they wrote the perfect script and I was given this wonderful opportunity.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for your question.
Hi, this question is more for Brittany. So when you guys were dubbing Blazar and Arc, are the episodes like fully completed, or is it like early cuts of the episode where the effects aren't like finished yet or anything?
I did see some early screeners that did not have complete effects, but for the most part, when we go to record, everything is completed. So we can release them simultaneously with like the highest level of quality and dubbing that we have been able to do. Subaraya has been extremely generous in giving us the materials early, so we can do our thing and do our jobs, and I really appreciate that. They not only trust us with those materials, but they go out of their way to do whatever we can to make those dubs come out as good as they are, in my opinion. Having worked on some projects where we only have like a week and a half to get it out the door, written, dubbed, mixed, like Subaraya gives us a lot of time to really sink into it and ask them questions, and they're really knowledgeable on the materials. So if I'm like, this doesn't have a translation, or like, what is this talking about? I'm a little confused. They give us plenty of time to figure out those things, or they might be like, oh, this is actually referential to this, which we don't have yet, but this is the information you'll need, and I think it's really awesome.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, this question's for Christopher. So I'm sure as fans in here know, recently Star Trek Lower Decks, the cast there got an opportunity to play the characters in live action in Strange New Worlds. If you have the opportunity to bring Ken Sato like into flesh and guest star in an Ultra show, which one do you think you might have the most fun doing? I could see your character having some interesting dynamics with Riku as like a father, or with Zet as like another like legacy character. But if you could choose one and you could just be the character, which one would you think you had the most fun with?
You're saying who
If you
outside
got-
of
yeah.
Ken Sato?
If you got to be Ken Sato in an Ultra production, like what show would you like to guest star on, basically?
Oh man, probably anything with Xenagon, with Brittany. That would be a lot of fun. Or Ultraman Zed. I mean, actually, all three of these wonderful actors, I'd love to be able to perform with. I think they're great. I think they bring so much passion and knowledge that I would love to share the screen with them. That'd be wonderful. Thank you for
so
the
much.
question.
We need to make a crossover. Jeed, Ken Sato, Ultraman Zet, Kanegon guest starring.
Kanegon, sorry.
What a
I said
cast.
Xenagon.
Yeah.
Hey guys, nice to see you guys again.
Hey.
Hello.
So, thank you so much for everything Subaraya has done for bringing Ultraman to the West. I want to honestly thank you because it's hard finding episodes of Ultraman back in the day. Now I'm able to watch them on YouTube and Tubi. So, thank you guys, and you guys keep doing a phenomenal job. We need more of you guys back on.
Oh, thank you for watching.
But thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good question.
That was great.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm from San Diego, and my question is, well, first of all, thank you for bringing Ultraman to a bigger audience. But also, my question is, there's been an Ultraman Avengers comic book, and I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. They just did the first issue of it. Is there any other characters that, like American superhero characters, that you would like to see crossover with Ultraman?
Oh my
Like merge the American heroes with Ultraman and like get that synergy going.
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know they were. I don't know.
Sure,
they
yeah.
Ben 10.
Ooh.
Oh, that would be good.
It's fun.
That would be a good combo right there.
I know that there's is the Ultraman and Spider-Man comic that's happening right now. Is that separate from the Avengers one?
Isn't that part of the
The
Avengers?
one just came out. So
Right.
Yeah.
There might be one.
They're battling Dr. Galactus and Dr. Doom. Yeah.
So, but when I thought about that, I was like, well, Spider-Man and Zet feel so similar in their energy. I'd like to see them together, but that's not the question. I'm like changing the Ultraman. You want to change the American
franchise.
superhero.
I feel like when I hear like, oh, like Marvel crossover or something, like my head also thinks of like TMNT crossing over with things.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tend to do that
Oh, that'd be
a
nice.
lot too. So that could be fun.
You know, it'd be great. Power Rangers crossover.
Hey.
Yay! Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank
you.
Hi, I'm Kinsey from Orange County, and
Hi.
I just wanted to ask, how do you guys feel about how far Ultraman dubbing has come since the notorious 4Kids Tiga dub? I love it so much.
I watched that thing. I loved it. Yeah.
I actually was able to bring back one of the actors that was in the Tiga dub, the 4Kids one. She's in episode 4. Is it 4 or 5?
It's the one with
The Nezutron.
Nezutron, yeah, in Arc. So yeah, it's episode
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Erica Schroeder came back and played a new character in Arc in the Nezutron episode, and she was like, "Oh my God, Ultraman Tiga was my very first voiceover job, and now like I'm back and I get to like bring all my years of experience." And she killed it. She was so good. But yeah, I mean, it was made for a different audience, I think, back then and versus what we do now. But I'm grateful for all the experience over the years to help us make our dubs as good as they can be.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to ask a question about Rising, actually. Rising is the first Toku anything that I could actually get my fiance to watch.
Oh, nice.
So
It begins.
So, yeah, right. So she loved it. Like, the baby kaiju sold it super hard for her too. But my question is, because Rising is his story of starting after his dad stops and everything. Where do you think your character kind of stacks up against the legacy of Ultramans that are out there? Like, who could he take in a fight today if he had to fight somebody?
That's a great question because he took on a full self-destruction blast, right? And he just had a hurt arm from that, and that was from the blade. I can't really say to what extent his power is, but I know that with the power of family, they can overcome anything.
Aww.
All right, thank you.
That's one to grow on.
I'd love to see Ken Sato showdown with Belial, like how Zero showed down with Belial. I'd love to see what Ken Sato has against Belial.
That'd be fun, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to see more of Ken Sato. Like, I want them to make more.
He was a great character. Did you see all the TikToks people were making that were thirst TikToks for Ken Sato?
No idea what you mean.
It was
There's
popular.
I think there's 160 million posts in Mexico alone.
That's
thirst traps.
amazing.
I was like,
Let's go,
half of
Mexico.
that. I just kept posting. I was like, look at that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we finished all the questions. We only have 5 more minutes left of the panel, so I don't think we're going to take any more questions. But I was able to get all of these Ultraman actors here at PMC. Now, all of them are fantastic. They all have notable characters to their name. However, very rarely are they recognized for Ultraman, Tokusatsu, and I know a lot of you are fans. So can I get please a round of applause for all of them, for Ultraman bringing it to, and thank you Subaraya. Because I know a lot of you are fans of Toku. Like, Matt is a huge Power Ranger fan that I've never met before this con, so I've been wanting to gush about that. And same with Kevin. He was at Japan World Heroes, and that was the first time we met. That was lovely. And then you love all the Ultramen, and then you're learning it for the first time, so it's great that Subaraya is introducing it, and like we get to display it at Power Morphicon. So thank you again, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for supporting them, and thank you for all of you.
Thanks, Aaron. Thank you guys so much for showing up.
Yeah, come nerd out with us at our booths. We love to talk Ultraman.
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
we'll be
that's
here
right.
Tomorrow too, Sunday. Yeah, we'll all be here Sunday.
We'll all be here. Come
So-
join us and chat Ultraman.
Yeah.
Anything.
Can we get like a big group picture of everyone all
Oh, that'd be
together?
great.
Can we like
Should we-
do
what
a
do we
panel
take it this
pic?
way?
Yeah, if everyone can kind of like come up towards the front-ish area. We'll take a big. Should we all swatch? Hell yeah!
I didn't do that. There's not a hesitation in your voice. Yeah, right, we brought the toys. All right, what are we doing? Am I just taking this photo here?
Yeah, we should do a big old selfie.
All right. You need to make your own photo. I guess let's all just get in here, everyone, as best we can.
Am I doing it right? Am I doing it the right way?
Sure.
Actually, let me hold
You're good. We're taking pictures. I took a bunch. It's over. I did it. Thank you.